Salutations! This is Astro here. I decided to do something new. I don't think anyone's doing this in the Astro world, but who knows? Because I don't know everyone in the Astro world. But what I want to do is do a day. Like, this is so Virgo when I think about it. I want to do daily videos now. I'm going to attempt to do daily videos. Sometimes I'll show my face. Sometimes I'll have a picture with just my voice. Probably most of the times I just have a picture with my voice. Because honestly, like, anywho, what's up? This is Astro here. What I'm doing, I'm going to do daily videos about the moon patterns. Because that's the most fastest moving, and important, luminary or planet or asteroid or dwarf planet that really affects us on a day-to-day basis. And so I thought, okay, like, how about I'll do this? Because, I've noticed that, like, a lot of tarot people, they pull cards for each day, like a daily card or two, or do daily readings. And, like, y'all know that I'm into tarot too, but I don't want people to forget that I'm an astrologer. You know what I mean? I've noticed that happens a lot where, like, if there's an astrologer, they're more into tarot, but say they talk about astrology, and now that people say, like, oh, they're an astrologer, forget their tarot side, or vice versa. And I don't want that to happen. I want y'all to know that I'm an astrologer. I do love tarot. I do love mixing astrology with tarot, but I'm an astrologer at the end of the day. Just wanted to let y'all know. Anywho, I want to talk about the luminary movements every single day. That's what I think I'm going to do. Short video, just talk about what's popping in the day. I'll probably talk about the beginning of the day on my time, Eastern Standard Time, 12 o'clock a.m. Then I'll talk about what's happening in the later end of the day. I'm assuming, see, this is tricky. Because, if I talk about 12 p.m. at my time, that could be the next day somewhere else. So, I'll add in the time and just account it to, the actual time for you. Like, kind of compare it with Eastern Standard Time, USA, with your time. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Anywho, let me stop talking and actually get to the point of doing this freaking luminary movement video. I'm doing it daily. Okay? Alright. So let's go and see what's up, alright? So, I'm looking at, the transits right now. I'm looking as if it was August 31st, 2018, 12 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. I'm looking at the moon. The moon's at 1 degrees Taurus, conjunct a retrograde Uranus. Okay, so let's talk about the moon being in Taurus in the first place, okay? With the moon being in Taurus, our emotions is greatly connected to not only our self-worth, but our material worth, okay? There's something that we want to focus on deep down inside, or it's something that we're thinking about deep down inside for, like, today and the maybe next few days, you know what I mean? It's how can we build ourselves up? How can we build our own self-worth? How can we build our material worth while doing that? How do we get our desires? And this is like ourselves getting desires. It's not really relationship desires. Like if the moon was in Libra, this is more about our own personal deep desires, that the things that we want in life. Our emotions may be really, really connected with self-worth because it's conjunct a retrograde Uranus. Now, with it being conjunct Uranus retrograde, where really our emotions are connected to our uniqueness, our authenticity, our individuality, right? And so the thing is, it's like we're being extremely internal with it because Uranus is, actually, retrograde. And when transits are retrograde, it means that we're really internal about thinking about whatever that planet is. So Uranus represents sun events, individuality, authenticity, uniqueness, weirdness, and shit like that. So we're really kind of thinking about those things, right? And this is funny because this is actually reminding me of the Aries and Taurus rising videos that I did. But we're actually, really going in with being internal with our actual uniqueness, our weirdness, our individuality, and seeing how it connects to our emotions, seeing how it makes us feel, wondering, should we just continue to keep this in the dark? Should we keep this like private into ourselves, or when should we actually show our uniqueness, our differences, what makes us unique and an individual? You know what I mean? So we're not gonna really be like actually going out there and showing the world our uniqueness. But what we are doing though is we're definitely thinking about it, seeing how we feel about our uniqueness, and how would our uniqueness give us some self-worth? How would our uniqueness give us the material worth that we want, our desires that we want? We actually might be even looking at the unique and weird desires that we actually want too. But again, since we're talking about the moon here, which is our deep emotions that really people don't really know like that, and since Uranus is conjuncting it and is retrograde, this is all some things that we're keeping deep inside, okay? So, kind of let's look at some other spots too. With this is actually squaring North Node, our North Node, and also squaring our South Node. And so again, the North Node being in Leo and the South Node being in Aquarius, you know, Leo is North Node in Leo is all about like focusing on ourselves, similar to Taurus, but different because we're focusing on our self-expression, being creative, kind of doing things for the art of it, for the principle, while Taurus is more about doing things to make us seem worthy to others, doing things to build our money up, doing things to make us feel better, like when it comes to the luxuries or the things that we want in life, not really for the art of it or for the emotion of it or for the passion of it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why the energy squaring. It's like, yeah, you're focusing on self, but you're not really gaining. You know, North Node doesn't care about gaining anything from it, which is funny because honestly, if you follow the North Node in general, you are going to gain something out of it. It's just because you're really being your true, authentic self and kind of following your true, authentic self-expression, right? But Taurus is more focused on the end goal than a Leo North Node is. You get what I'm saying? And then with Aquarius South Node here, where, you know, this is the South Node, this is our karmic influence, the things that we kind of have to appreciate and understand, but let go and focus more on our North Node. And Aquarius energy is all about, you know, helping others. It's the humanitarian energy. It's about networking and connecting with people, and it's really about our kind of being really a social person and a person who is connected to the individual or the universal, consciousness of the world. And again, it's squaring the moon because, you know, we're used to kind of focusing on what other people have to, is how other people are connected to us, how our tribe, how our network is connected to us. How can we help society? How can we help humanity? But again, our emotions at this point we're really focused on self and how our self can give us our desires, give us our self-worth, give us material worth. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something that we need to watch out for and think about for sure. The sun though is trining this moon, which is beautiful. So that means that we actually are, you know, how we are reacting to things, our identities in general, what we are focused on is connecting with our emotions. You know, our sun, or what we're identifying with, is understanding that we need to go step by step, day by day, when it comes to getting our actual desires, which is represented by the moon. And so there's a great communication between the moon and the sun. We know that we need to do things step by step to get our desires, to build the self-worth, to build camaraderie with other people so they can find us worthy. So that's actually really good energy that's flowing over there, okay? But the cool thing about this too is this moon is also trining Saturn. The fuck? Crazy. So Saturn is retrograde. So again, we're just internalizing this energy here with Saturn retrograde in 2 degrees Capricorn, right? We are internalizing how we should be, take our authority, internalizing how we should build our reputation and build our status, and at the end of the day, build our career. Again, with this Capricorn energy, it knows that, yes, like the sun, we have to take things step by step, but eventually we have to take action and go along with the plan. But with Saturn being retrograde, it knows that we are still in the planning process and still trying to pan things out. The moon, again, is agreeing with that because, again, with the moon being in Taurus, we're looking at the end result. How am I deemed worthy? How can I get this material worth? How can I get my desires? Again, how can I get my desires or my uniqueness with Uranus trining here? Or conjunct the moon and trining Saturn. Actually, exactly. You know what I mean? So really, really interesting energy here. Now, if I were to go to 12 o'clock p.m., there's still some trining energies happening here, so nothing's changing that much because the moon moves fast, but it ain't moving that fast enough. But if I move over to later in that day, I'm not going to go too much because, I do have to talk about September 1st, right? The moon will be in a different decade by that time. So I'll definitely have something new to talk about with you tomorrow. And it'll be up in around like 13, 14 degrees Taurus. So there's going to be new aspects. So definitely come by tomorrow to to hear what's happening with our deepest emotions and how we're feeling and how we're connecting with universe and source and all that stuff, and how it's actually manifesting in today, like basically in the 3D in this world. One thing I do want to mention too, with the moon being in 1 degrees Taurus at the beginning of my day, not exactly my day, but at the beginning of August 31st at 2 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, that means that the moon is in the Venus decade. So we're being extremely Venusian at this time. We're really focusing on the desires and really focusing on building our self-worth so people can deem us worthy, so we can get the material worth. But one thing I always tell Taurus energy is it doesn't really matter how people see us worthy. We need to find worthiness within ourselves. And once we build that self-confidence, we actually attract people, good people who want to work with us, who want to help build with us so we can get the desires and self-worth that we're looking for. But the thing is, if we continue to just try to prod around and get our desires and try to convince people that we are worthy, we're maybe talking to a wall when doing that. We might be convincing the wrong people that we're worthy, and they'll totally take advantage of the situation. So one thing that's really important with you when it's about your emotions and how you are feeling deep down inside, just know that worthiness comes from within. Self-worth comes from within, of course, but how other people deem you worthy comes from within as well. Be confident in yourself. Be confident in your uniqueness, your authenticity, your weirdness. Be okay with it. It's very, very important. Be okay with it. And once you're okay with that, you can go really far, because people are going to look at you and be like, yeah, you're weird, but that's dope though. You get what I'm saying? All right. So one thing too that I want to say as well is that this is actually longer than I expected. So this video won't be like 15 minutes long, 14 minutes long every day, but it is the first day. So I definitely, wanted to explain some things and talk things through and be as specific, as possible. All right. But much love. I hope you guys have a beautiful August 31st. I'm recording this on August 30th. So I would like to dedicate this to my brother, Derek. It would have been his birthday today, so God bless him. And then my other brother, it would have been his birthday on the 31st. So happy birthday to my brother, Tony, as well. And yeah, just want to dedicate that energy over to them, because I miss them and love them dearly. And I know they're watching over me, making sure I'm good and making sure I follow my dreams. So I love y'all, brothers. All right, y'all. Peace.